Bye, but Jeffrey, when she was talking about meaningful change that is happening in the lives, you have success stories that we didn't really get to go into last time about, Justine Bethel and that, was it Trevor that was out there at the Petco Park?
Actually, Tyler.
Oh, Tyler. Sorry about that. I meant Tyler. I got Trevor on my mind there.
These kids, Tyler, when I met him, he was sleeping on the Imperial Beach Pier in Ocean Beach Imperial Beach for 4 years. His mom was a meth addict. She lost everything, and they loved each other, but she couldn't take care of him. Mm-hmm. And so he literally, at 12 years old, he started sleeping under this pier for 4 years. He told me that the worst thing was when he was sleeping, all of a sudden the high tide would come and it would soak him. He was freezing. There was no place to go. Mm. So that's where he started. When I met him, our music program literally changed his life. He never played an instrument before. He loved it. And because of that, he really trusted us. And he's a giver. And so this is a picture of when I did a public speaking with him. A guy in the audience, he says, "What do you need, Tyler?" He said, "I need a car to get to work." He gave him this truck.
Tilt it down because the tilt it the other way. Tilt it. There you go, like that.
Now we can see it better.
Truck.
Wow.
Yeah. Lucy and I were in the shot.
The first car that he had was a truck that he gave because he did speaking with me at an event. And he said to us, he said, "I really want to be a security guard. I can't afford the guard card. Can you pay for the guard card?" It's about $500 at the time. And he was such a giver. He was so motivated. We said, "We're going to do this." And so he literally was an amazing kid that just showed up for work on time, was motivated. He kept going up and up and up and up for Elite Security, which is the number one security system in San Diego. They do the Padres. They do the Chargers. He's the youngest manager ever in the history of Elite Security. At 18 years old, he was the youngest manager. And this was him when he was at Petco Park.
Wow.
Excellent.
Wow. That's an amazing story, Jeffrey.
Yeah, but even more amazing, Lucy, he won the Employee of the Year award at Petco Park in front of 25,000 people. And I cried my eyes out. I was on the ground with him, and I cried my eyes out, and just to see him. So from there, he did that 7 years, and then he went to AMR, the ambulance service. They do the big ambulances, whatever. He's a senior supervisor now at AMR. So that just shows you these kids, anything is possible with them. And I'm so proud of Tyler, where he's been. He saves his money. He wants to buy a house. So, I mean, that's just one of the kids.
I hope you put him on your board of directors.
Yeah, he's good.
That's a great idea. And he's there for us anytime we need to do interviews, whatever. I've known him for 16 years. He's always been there. I would love to get him on the board. That's a great idea.
Because I think about, you want to have the kids who have been through this, and really, especially 4 years. Yes. He's got a ton of information. He's could write the book on homelessness. And I think kids who are homeless and all the information that they can give you is going to help you and I and everybody else trying to help homeless people figure it out better, because we don't know how it works, really, until you get in. You probably know a lot. You've been doing it for 22 years, but it's it changes all the time depending on what's going on in the country and weather and everything else. Just those common things like, what do you really need? What should we be doing? What are we not doing?
Right. That's great. He actually works the graveyard. He works from 6 o'clock until until the early mornings. So that's the only reason that we didn't put him on the board, because he works graveyard, and he's been doing that. But I want to share with you another girl. This is Justine.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Justine was homeless from 12 to 16 because her mom was alcoholic and her boyfriend used to beat her up, take her by her hair and drag her. But then when he started taking her clothes off, she said, "I have to leave." And she left at 12 years old. She was very depressed. When I met her, she was on suicide watch for 6 months. I've never seen a kid more depressed than she was. But our music and art program, again, had a huge effect on her life. And this is now after she started doing her art. She loved art. And she really looked a lot better. You can see she's in black. what she was before, but she has she's smiling now. It's a whole different deal. And she's a hard worker. She used our classes to learn how to make jewelry. For 16 years, she paid for her education by her selling her jewelry. And now she just finished law school. So it's a tremendous.
Is that amazing? Or
look at that.
Is that great? I know. That's a success story right there.
Yes.
Wow.
So these are just two of the stories. And by the way, our concert, which is the Concert of Hope, that Justine is actually to be speaking at. We have one keynote speaker every event, and she is going to speak and share with them how did you go from the streets to graduating college and graduating law school. So that's just phenomenal. And that's going to be September 9th. It's the Saturday after Labor Day. If anybody is listening to this that's touched and you're in Southern California, please come to the concert. We need all the help we can get. There's going to be homeless kids at the concert. We want them to see that our community really cares about them. And it makes a huge difference when they see a bunch of people there. And Justine, her speech is going to blow them away. But Ben Harper is a 3-time Grammy winner. He's going to be headlining, and he's fantastic. And the person that opens up before him, she's won 8 San Diego Music Awards for blues and rock and roll, Whitney Shea. And so it's going to be a great, amazing event. But the most important thing is if someone's touched by this, that's what you can do to help. Come to the concert if you're able to. Even lawn seats are only $70 with the fees. So that's a reasonable amount that people can go to. And it's going to be at the UCSD Epstein Family Amphitheater. Go to our website at doorsofchange.org. That'll give you all the information on the concert. You can get tickets right there. And if you do, come up and say, I heard you on the interview. I'm here because of that. Please come up and say hello to me. I'll be in the tux.
Great. Yeah, he said a mouthful. I was going to mention your website, but you did it all. So, just go to that website, doorsofchange.org, and all those success stories are going to be up there. You're going to see information about the concert, ways for you to donate. And what were some of those other, wasn't there a couple other things you did? I think you had the keyboard signed by some musicians, Rolling Stone, Billy Joel, etc.
If people like music, musical, and they'll collect memorabilia. Just for this event alone, we have Billy Joel signed keyboard, Steve Martin signed banjo. He's a Grammy winner. We have John Mellencamp signed guitar. We've got Jewel signed guitar. We've got, a bunch of stuff. Oh, Neil Young signed 50th anniversary edition of his Harvest album, which is his #1 album. It's a special edition. He signed it. He never signs anything.
Oh,
so these are some of the items that people can go to our website. People can come to the concert, and we appreciate your help. And you just take action. If you're touched by this, if you don't take action, it doesn't mean a damn thing. You got to take action for it to be a change. Lucy took action. Okay. Dean, you took action. If someone wants to help these kids, please take action.
Excellent.
Yes. And may I say that if you really don't have extra money right now, you go, God, I wish I could, but I just can't. I don't know what to do. I'm just going to open my mouth and say, call Doors of Change, or go online and contact them in some way and say you'd like to help, but you don't have a lot of money to give. And maybe, Jeffrey, you can figure out a way those people can help you put up posters, or they can help you in some other way. Yeah. I always believe look, I'm helping by doing this, but not everybody is going to be able to help that way. I mean, money is great. I can do that too, but there's other ways you can help this situation. And even when Jeffrey said the last time we did one of these interviews, he suggested to somebody, go, listen, if you're hearing this out of range of where we contact kids, then, bring extra bottles of water in your car, or apples or something. You see somebody on the street, pass it out. Like, just be a part of this solution.
Yeah. It's like I was telling Jeffrey on our last time we talked, you see this everywhere. It's in all the cities. You'll see it in Palm Springs. I see it here in Orange County. In San Diego, I was down there a few times. You see it just constantly. Los Angeles, downtown, it's everywhere.
Yeah.
But you don't want to be desensitized, and you don't want to be cold-hearted about this, but you just don't know what to do because it's not attractive. You don't know how to communicate with these people on the street, because you're afraid sometimes that they might lash out. You just don't, you never know what you're in for. This is a good way Jeffrey has an organization. I think you've dealt with all those issues, right? You know how to get that job done without endangering the people that are helping you?
Absolutely. I mean, like Lucie said, anybody can put water in their car and put apples or oranges in their car. And when they see a homeless person, just give it to them. Set it right next to them. You know, and if they're sleeping, just set it next to them. That's very important. One thing that's important is that in San Diego, 35% of the adults that are on the streets right now, we've got 10,000 on the streets in San Diego. 35% of them were homeless at 25 years of age.
Right.
So if we can get these kids off the streets, like Lucie said, you can play it forward 10 years from now, 20 years from now, and those kids are not going to be on the streets like they are if we don't do this.
Right. Right.
Yeah, so wonderful. Before we say goodbye, Jeffrey, let me just talk to Lucie real quick because, you know, I promised her we'd get her out of here quick. Off the subject, all my best to your little brother. I'm glad that he's alive. I know wasn't that a crazy thing?
That's so crazy.
You can tell the story in a second, but I fell for the clickbait, as they call it. When I saw something in the side of my, I said, "Oh my gosh, no!" Like that. And turns out it was all a big hoax, and I hate these things.
It's not even, it's just a lie in a headline. You go and you click on it to see, oh my God, Desi Arnaz Jr. died, what? And then there's a whole story about dating. It has nothing to do with, they never mention that he's dead. They don't even say that. It's just, they get away with this awful headline, and it's some fakakta, you know, website that means nothing. And I've had so many people call me and email me and text me, I'm so sorry to hear about your brother. I had literally called my brother and said, are you dead? He said, no, why? And I said, because
hold a mirror up and check to make sure. That's crazy. But I never click on those things. I actually went to the site and go, wow. And I always go off and try to research it, see, how did he do it? How did it happen? You know,
if it was your brother, you'd probably click on it.
Yeah. But he was great.
He's fine. Thank you for asking.
Thank you. I just wanted to make sure. Always. I've been, you know, I followed his career and the ladies and his wife. You know, his poor wife had, you know, passed away.
Brain cancer.
Have you been a supportive sister all through his career? You know, it sounds like you were kind of close.
Talent. He's one of the best drummers and percussionists I've ever worked with in my life. I wish he would tour with me, but he doesn't like to travel that much.
Are you kidding? I remember I wasn't old enough to see it at the time, but, you know, you see clips of him like on Ed Sullivan when he was 11 years old with Dino, Desi, and Billy.
Yes.
And doing I'm a Fool. And I thought, you know, that's how I enjoyed it because I was, you know, I'm music related. So I always I loved that he could actually do the drumming, you know.
No, he's really, really, really good at it. It wasn't a mistake. I mean, he and Billy Henchy, who unfortunately passed away last year, were the two, you know, real special musicians in the group. And Dino was just this talent, this marvelous talent who could do anything.
Oh, yeah.
And we lost him way too soon, you know.
Yeah. So by the way, you know, Dina Martin, you know Dina, right? So
of course, yes.
We talked about 2018, 2019, and we mentioned that. And yeah, you two are like sisters just in that group, you know, the sisters of each of those brothers.
Exactly.
And it was kind of nice. I think she said something about, you when you you didn't go to school together, right?
No, she's a little older than I was, and she went to a different school. I went to Marymount Junior School, and she may have gone there at some point earlier.
Oh, right.
I met Dino when we were at another school, like from 6th, 7th, and 8th grade, and she was already in high school somewhere.
It's a little fuzzy. Some of what we put on the air, and some of we talked off the air, and I remember she mentioned you and Desi for some reason, and it was nice. But please say hi to him, even though he's not saying hi back. All my best to him.
I will do that. Thank you very much.
Thank you for staying alive. You didn't. That is the craziest stuff. But yeah, wonderful, Jeffrey. Thank you for returning. We got Lucie on here. So, like I said before, she was a beautiful. I always go for the eye candy, and that's what I was talking about, Jeffrey. But
thanks.
No, you were adorable, Lucie. I really, really, really appreciate it. Oh, and by the way, my wife wanted to throw in. I've been saying Lucie a lot because we just got this puppy about 3 months ago, a Belgian Malinois with red highlights, and we named her Lucie after your mom. Just because. And I thought that she said, "Oh, don't forget to tell her that's why she is named Lucie." So when she's in trouble, what do you think I say to her? Lucie?
Exactly. Yeah. I'm the Lucie.
Correct. Yeah. And there aren't that many. Surprisingly, there aren't that many Lucies.
No, there aren't that many Lucies. My father did that, named me after her, but spelled it differently for some stupid reason. I'm kind of glad he did, though.
I like the way they named you both. Well, he's, like Desi Jr. is really Desi the fourth, right? So it's like, it goes like that. And then your middle name is what?
Desiree, which is not after my father at all. It's my mother's middle name and my grandmother's first name. And oddly enough, there are 4 Desis in my father's side of the family. And there are 4 Desirees in our side of the family. And none of it's connected. It's just a coincidence.
There are no coincidences in the Arnaz family, I think. Wow. There are lots of things. But yeah, did you and your brother ever, you were too little very little at the time. Did you ever go to the set? Did they ever?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, sure. Yeah.
About Desi Lou? Yeah.
Absolutely. I was born, 6 weeks before they started the show. And as we grew up, that show lasted for 6 years. And so little by little, we would get old enough to go down all dressed up and sit in the bleachers, and watch the show and meander around down on the set sometimes. And then I was on the Lucie show that came after that. And then I was a regular on Here's Lucy. So,
That's right.
Big part of our lives.
Yeah, we loved you on those things. And you got to meet all those people, all the guest stars that came through there, the parade of guest stars that were on that show. And you got to dance and you got to sing and, so.
What an education.
You almost, the training ground was already set. But
Absolutely. I say in my show that, I had so much more musical experience after I was on that show for 6 seasons, because we did all these full-blown musical production numbers on Here's Lucy, much like Glee. We were Glee before there was Glee. And that really gave me an education in music and dance, singing and all this stuff that I could take and then go out and audition for regional theaters, summer stock, and then eventually Broadway. And I was very grateful for that training ground. Who knew? I had no idea that was going to be what I learned by being on the show. And it turned out to just be a wonderful experience. Again, an opportunity to just say yes when you're asked, because it seemed like a smart thing to do when she asked Desi and I to go on the show. And I resisted for a long time. And then I said, okay, you know what? Maybe this is okay. Maybe I'll learn something. Yeah. And I sure did.
You worked for it though, even though you had the name, which probably helped you, but you always have to audition, right? It's never easy, even if you're a Nepo baby, as people call people when in the biz.
Well, it helps to have a door open for you, but if you don't do something well, they open it again on the way out.
They open the one in the back and say, quietly leave out that side, Yeah. But that's wonderful. Jeffrey, it's nice. Too bad we get, Anson, we messed up not getting Anson the last time, but we're happy to have you, Lucy, and it's wonderful that I'm going to be at that concert, so get to meet Jeffrey in person. What an honor it's been to talk to both of you. Thank you, Jeffrey.
Thank you
for putting this organization. You're doing yeoman's work out there. I don't know how you do it. It's probably a life's commitment, right? When you go home, it doesn't really end. You're there with your wife, and you probably have your quiet life, but you're always probably thinking about this in the back of your head, what you can do.
My wife is very supportive, and it's my life's work, and I take it seriously, and because it isn't about me, it's about getting the kids off the streets, and that's why it's always humbling that it ain't about you. It's about what you can do for others, and that's why it's worked for 22 years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, thanks, Lucy. I hope one day I can see you at one of these things if you ever go show up out in public again. I love it when Harlan posts the things but I never know if you do these things just privately when you're.
No. I'm all over the country. No, you can go on my website, LucieArnaz.com, and there's a calendar, and it'll show you. But as I said, though, for the next 3 months, I'm purposely off. I'm doing other things, and then January we start up again and do a whole slew of shows. So you'll find out where I'm going to be, and I'd love to see you there.
Yeah, hope you'll put me together. I was the one that talked with you with Jeffrey, and we had a wonderful time. Doesn't she look great, Jeffrey? I love seeing her with the new look, even though you've had this for a bit. I've seen you. I remember when it happened, when you turned silver, the silver fox,
Thank you.
She looks great, and she's got amazing energy.
Talk about it. I wish I had a tenth of her energy, but that's another thing. But hopefully your knee is healed in the time that it's taken. It was a couple of years ago, right? Yeah.
It was last year. It's only been last September. It's only not quite a year yet, but it's doing great.
Hopefully you don't have to see the doctor. Speaking of which, she and Mr. Luckenbill are going to be heading out of here to go do, what husbands and wives do. They go out to eat. They go to the doctor. They go shopping. They cook for each other. All the great things.
Play with our grandson.
That's another thing. You have
I have three grandchildren.
Three grandchildren, yeah.
2 in Connecticut and 1 that's here. And
what a wonderful family. 5 kids, 3 grandchildren. What could be better? You're living the life in that.
Living the good life, my friend.
Lucie, thank you so much. Jeffrey, anything we can say to sort of as parting shots? You've been great telling us the success stories and the organization. So maybe we can wrap it up on remind people where they can go.
Yeah, just to remember, this can happen to anybody. I mean, if you lose your job and your family's on the streets, it can happen to anybody. So please know that these kids don't want to be homeless. And by helping, we're giving them a hand up. Not a hand up, but a hand up. And so they have to work hard. But with that, they can succeed. Their dreams can come true with hard work. And doorsofchange.org is our website. Doors is plural. Doorsofchange.org. Go check it out. See the videos on there, check out all the things, and then hopefully make a donation and come to the Concert of Hope on September 9th at UCSD. We would love to have you come.
Great. Thank you, Jeffrey. Doorsofchange.org. Go check out luciearnaz.com. That's her website. You can look at all the wonderful pictures and find out where she might be playing soon on one of those shows. But don't hold your breath. She does it when she wants to, right? But even though she's got all that energy, thank you, Lucie, for your time, and have a great rest of the day. God bless you both.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, Jeffrey. I love you. Thank you,
Lucie. It's an honor and a privilege to have you on our team.
Okay, babe. Take care.
Okay, take care.
And thank you. Thank you. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.